Hello, I'm Tomas, and welcome back to A Course in Miracles. And thank you, as always, for joining me. If you've been following this series of videos, gosh, we're looking at Workbook Lesson 286 today. There are well over 300 of these in this series, and probably over 330 or so of these in this video series, A Course in Miracles 365, Awakening to Love. Yes, with more to go. So if you've been following along, you know that I frequently say that I'm excited about the day's idea, and I always am. Every single one is just beautiful. It's perfect and exactly what we need to hear today. So as you're watching this, whenever you're watching this, because it's all pre-recorded, it used to be live, now it's pre-recorded. And, as you are watching this, you're going to hear, I have no idea what that's even going to look like, but you're going to hear exactly what you need today. What will that be? I don't know. But knowing that that's true is exciting and it's fun for me. So today, we're going to talk about lesson 286 in the workbook. And the idea for today is the hush of heaven holds my heart today. Isn't that beautiful? The hush of heaven holds my heart today. So today is about stillness. It's about letting go. It's about allowing acceptance. And it's about certainty as well, that God's love is yours. In fact, it is you. And this idea is also about trust. Spirituality only appears to have multiple components, doesn't it? Because there are many different physical outward manifestations in the world. There are many different spiritual traditions, whether it is a traditional religion like Christianity or Islam, or whether it is a syncretic, highly advanced, I don't know what the right word is for that, but a spirituality that's very liberal, that blends all of them together, right? No matter what tradition you practice, it's really all the same. The outward forms look different, right? The languages of the prayers may be different. That you may be hearing a mass, for example, if you're Catholic, in Latin, I don't know, right? There are many spiritual traditions in the world, and no matter how many outward manifestations there appear to be, there is a core to them. There's a commonality to all of them. So throw A Course in Miracles into that mix. It's universal. Yeah, universal as it states in theme and application, which is very important. The application part's especially important, isn't it? Because it means anyone can do this. Anyone can take these ideas, no matter what your religious or spiritual background, whether you practice a lesser known form of spirituality or one of the world's traditional religions. Doesn't make any difference, does it? These ideas apply to all of us. Because all of spirituality is about trust. It's about relaxing and trusting. So you could choose today to relax and trust. The commentary for lesson 286 invites you to do just that. And we're also invited to quiet contemplation. Because it doesn't take too much thought, too much effort to realize that's when we really hear the voice for God, is when we're quiet, when we're not on our phones, when we're not engaged in a heated argument, when we're not attempting to multitask. I mean, really, can anyone really hear the voice for God when they're racing around panicked? That's 21st century life, guys. People racing around in a whirlwind, in a tizzy entirely of their own making. Nobody put you there. If you're multitasking and you're on your phone trying to do 8 things at once, you could choose to put that device down. It'll still be there when you're ready for it next. I promise. Not going anywhere. Yeah, Twitter is not going anywhere. Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, your LinkedIn feed, email, right? None of that's going anywhere. TV news, your local cable news station. It tells you the whole truth and nothing but the truth, right? Right? Yeah, that's not going anywhere either. We hear the voice for God when we deliberately choose to. That's what meditation practice is, by the way. It's what a walk in the woods is. That's what self-care is. That's what any quiet contemplation is. That's what looking at these ideas in the workbook and contemplating them is. It's a deliberate, conscious choice that we're invited and encouraged in this process to make again and again and again, as many times as we remember to do it. Now, I have been a meditation instructor for a number of years. And I've had a regular meditation practice longer than that. So if you want to, consider the source. However, it's very important that we take these moments. If we don't cultivate present moment awareness, we're running amok. We're running around on our Twitter feeds, watching our favorite cable news channel, which of course tells us the whole truth and nothing but the truth, without any slant dictated by corporate overloads, right? Overlords, that didn't come out right. Dictated by the companies that fund them. Right. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Doesn't matter what side of the political spectrum you're on. Getting the whole truth with that? Anyway. Nothing that the internet's going to churn out for you is going to really help you unless it inspires you to practice. If it inspires you to practice, if you see someone's post or a quote or a very beautiful image of a tree or a flower in bloom or the ocean, and it inspires you to practice, then excellent, right? That's what it's there for. Take the opportunity. It's a choice. It's all a choice. It's a choice to sit quietly and recite today's idea, if that's all you do. The hush of heaven holds my heart today. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Truth hasn't gone anywhere. Can't find it in cable news, obviously, right? You can't find it on your Twitter feed. It's nowhere to be found in the world. It simply is. And in choosing in the present moment to cultivate a sense of stillness. We develop a present moment awareness. Why is that important? Because when we go off, not if, of course, but when we go off, well, and to put it this way, lose our shit, getting caught up and distracted, angry, enraged, right? When we indulge our basic habitual tendencies, when we indulge those and get carried away and start feeling awful in one form or another, in other words, when we side with the ego, which we will in the world because it's habitual, having cultivated this sense of quiet, having cultivated this present moment awareness is so critically important, because in that awareness, you can notice when you're carried away. You can pay attention to how you feel and reach for a better feeling, a brighter feeling, a more loving, forgiving feeling in the present moment, the only time any of us has. You can do this. That's why it's important, so you can be aware of when you're carried away and bring yourself back. Life is, in fact, a living, breathing, waking meditation. It's a living, breathing, waking meditation. It's what it is. It is exactly analogous to this. In a sitting meditation practice, if you've ever done one, you may have received a very basic meditation instruction to focus on your breath, right? Place your awareness on your inhale and exhale breath. And just let all of your wild mental projections and your thoughts go. Don't follow after them is the classic instruction, nor try to suppress them, because that takes way too much effort. They're going to simply arise, and you just let them go. And when you notice yourself distracted, you bring your attention back to the object of meditation. Let's say it's the breath. It could be a bodily sensation. It could be sound, like a mantra or a singing bowl or something like that. It could be music. You bring your awareness back. You notice yourself carried away. You're thinking about tomorrow's lunch. You're thinking about a war that started on the other side of the world and how it's deeply unjust that one very powerful military force attacked its neighbor. Right? If you're caught up in thoughts like that, you bring your awareness back to the object of meditation. A workbook idea in A Course in Miracles can serve as that object of meditation. The hush of heaven holds my heart today. And bring your awareness back. A key component of this instruction is to bring your awareness back without judging, without labeling yourself as crappy at meditation, without labeling yourself as being unable to do it. There's so many people, I've been, remember, a meditation instructor. So many people have said, I can't do that. Well, yeah, actually you can, because a successful meditation can be as short as one breath, one. And I know that you have time for that. We all have time for that. If we don't have time to take our next breath, then we're transitioning out, right? Just place your awareness on an inhale and exhale breath. You can do that once and it's meditation. And having done that for one breath, you could choose to do it for a second. You'll notice that in this series of videos, I've begun to stress the element of choice. You're hearing me say several times on each video, you could choose to do this. And I find that important because the power of decision, the power of choice is really important. It's important that we all understand that this is a choice. If we're suffering right now, we could choose a better feeling. We could. It's a choice. Absolutely can do that. You have that power. And if you've chosen poorly, when you notice that you've chosen the ego, when you've chosen fear-based thoughts in the past, as all of us have, so what? Let it go. Forgive. Return yourself, return your awareness to the present moment where you can choose love. This is what the Holy Spirit and Jesus invite us to do. This is what spiritual practice invites in us, is the present moment choice. So every lesson in this workbook, any spiritual practice, is an invitation to this very choice, to choose love in the present moment and allow it to just be, not to try to formulate it and think that it should be something that you want it to be, what it is. There is the decision in the present moment, and there is the trust. So relax and trust today. All right. Thank you for tuning in.